You've decided that you want to start working out, but you have no idea where to start. The first thing you need to do is figure out how strong you are. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. We're going to start with the bicep curl. I'm not going to tell anybody the weight that I do on any of these exercises because I don't want you guys to compare yourselves to me. You can use what I'm about to show you for any kind of machine or dumbbell or whatever you pick up to figure out how strong each muscle group is when you're starting, because you don't want to hurt yourself by trying to lift too heavy of a weight. So you want to grab so you start with the bicep. You want to use this thing, or you can use dumbbells. Then you want to count how many you can do before you start to feel tired. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now this is getting ridiculous. If you get to 12 with this weight, and you can go like this, stop! Dude, come on. You know we don't do that here. Stop lifting that heavy weight. Put some weight on there. I'm just trying to show the guys how they're supposed to start working out. Relax. Anyway, if you can do that, after 12 reps, you can go crazy like this with it. That means it's way too light for you. Now what you're going to want to do is double the weight and see how many reps you can do that time. So throw another plate on there and then rest the biceps for like 5 minutes. There's another plate. See that? Now we got 2 plates. And we're going to see how many reps we can do with the 2 plates. After you double the weight, you want to check and see how many reps you can do again. And then you want to gradually increase the weight. But don't keep doubling the weight. Only do that the first time, like in this example. Now there's 44 pounds on there, which is nothing for the biceps. Even a beginner, you should be able to easily do 44 pounds with both arms at the same time. So once you keep doing this, say the second time you double the weight, and you're only able to do 6 to 8 reps on this second set with the double weight, then you want to write that weight down on your list, and that's the weight that you want to start with. So you get the weight. Let's see what we can do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, so that's get hard. Even if you get to 9. Oh, you ready to get 9. I'm obviously acting because I can do, this weight's nothing. I can do more weight than this, but I'm just trying to show you the point here. When you're starting out, if you can do like 8 or 9 reps with that, then that's a good weight to start at. And then what you do is you just work out 2 or 3 times a week, each muscle group, after you figure out how strong you are with each exercise. So you want to look for 6 to 8 reps a set. What's even better is if you find a weight, you can only do it 4 or 5 times. That's really a challenge for the muscle group in that case. Now say you've been training for a few weeks at this 44 pounds, because this is what you determined was a pretty good load on your muscles. Then what you're going to do is, eventually what will happen is you'll notice you'll be able to do more and more reps with that 44 pounds. And when that happens, that means that your muscles have responded and they're getting stronger. So once that 6 to 8 reps turns into 10 to 12 reps per set with the 44 pounds, then you're going to want to increase the weight because the muscle is not going to get any stronger at that point. but I would only increase the weight 5 to 10 pounds at a time. Especially if you're on the bench press, you probably only want to increase that 5 or 10 pounds. You don't want to go crazy. Oh, that's pretty much it for figuring out how strong you are. You can use the same principle that I showed you with this bicep thing that you can use on any other type of exercise, on the bench press. And now we're going to go to the bench press because there's safety things that you need to know about so you don't get hurt, especially as a beginner. It's important when you first start training, using any type of dumbbells or a bench press or anything that has weight, that you figure out how strong you are and you start with lighter weights to begin with. Because it's not only about lifting up the weight, you have to learn how to control the weight as you're doing each movement. If you can't control, say, a dumbbell, it's going to go like this and turn and twist on you. You have to learn how to use your forearm and wrist to stabilize it and keep it straight, and also to grip it tight when you're doing your movements. Like this, whatever exercise you're doing. If you're doing flies, you have to learn how to control and hold that weight in place so it doesn't go all over the place and you don't drop it on the floor. It's a good idea, especially on the bench press, to have a spotter. Even if you're just doing this, when you first start out, you need to get a feel, like I said, for the bar. You need to learn how to control the movement. That is how you prevent injuries. Because the heavier the weight goes, the harder it is to control it and keep it balanced, because you're going like this as the weight's coming down. Sometimes your tricep could be weaker on, say, the right arm, so it kind of goes like this. You have to learn how to balance that out as you come down, because you don't want to be going like this. I've seen guys do that. One arm seems to be really strong, it's coming up like this, and the other arm is still down, and the bar is all crooked, and that's no good, that's dangerous. But when you're first starting out, you've never done it before, you want to do it with nothing on the bar to make sure you can even lift the bar. But as a guy, naturally you should be strong enough to lift this. It's only 45 pounds. Positioning is important too on the bench. If you're positioned wrong, especially on a heavy weight lift, you can hurt yourself. Because if you're just a few inches too far forward or backwards from that bar, it makes it a lot more difficult to control that weight and to push it up. You want to position this to where the end of your head is almost in line with the bar. Because that way, when you push off, you can come over, you can move the bar like this, so that way you can do the exercise. But watch this. If you're too far back on the bench, and you go to push it off, so you're back here, what happens is, you see that? Your arms are too far forward and the muscles are not very strong there. So what happens is you can lose control of the weight and bam, you can do that. And you can hurt yourself if you got some weight on there. Even for me, I do weight training obviously, and just to move that bar up like that is very difficult. And it's only 45 pounds. So you want to practice with this, with just the bar, and teach yourself on the specific bench where to position yourself properly. So you want to have the top of your head almost in line with the bar, but slightly back. So your arms are kind of curved like this. So when you pick up the bar, when you push up on the bar, you're able to move your arms forward, but your arms are still straight. Your arms are strongest right here, where they're straight out. If they go too far this way, then you lose the stability. So they want to be about here, so then that way you can come down with the bar. And another thing is this, when people do this, half reps, that's cheating. The activation in your chest happens from on your chest to about here. And then after that, this is mostly your triceps. The upper half of the rep is your triceps. And this is another trick. If you're trying to train your sticking point, which is the point I showed you, from the chest to about here, there's an easy way to train that. You have some weight on a bar, maybe only like half of the heaviest weight that you lift on the bench is what you want to put on there. Not too heavy, but a decent amount of weight. And then you want to push up the bar. Don't come out too far like this. Come down to your chest. And you only want to push up to about here. Just that sticking point area. And you want to do this as many times as you can. And that'll help train that sticking point area. Then when you're done, it might be a little hard to push it back up because the muscles will be tired. So you might want to have a spotter for that. And that's how you train the sticking point so that you can do heavier lifts. But like I said, it's very important that you learn how to control the weight. It's not about trying to be, ego thing and lifting the heaviest weight you can. You have to learn how to control it with lighter weight first. Because you can get hurt lifting heavy weight and not having control of it. I forget what they're called, but those stupid things that slide onto here to hold the weights, I would not use that, especially on the bench press. And here's why. Say for example, maybe you just screwed up and you were dumb and you put way too much weight on there. Or maybe you tried until failure but you can't push it up and there's no spotter. If you have those things on the end, you can't get the weights off when you're stuck like this because it's too heavy. You reach muscle failure or whatever, and it's just impossible to push it up. What you can do is, here I have the spotters, but okay, so you get stuck like this and for whatever reason you just can't push the bar up and there's heavy weights on it. What you do is you just tip it like this and those weight plates will slide off, and as soon as they slide off though, it's going to go whoosh like this because the weight on the other side is going to go up. But what will happen is that'll be on the floor like this, and then you'll still have enough strength in your arms to push up on this to get the weight off of your chest, and then hopefully you'll be able to escape and get out of this bar. But I say just use common sense. Don't get stuck in that situation. But I'm just explaining it to you in case you do, especially as a beginner, you'll know how to get out of that without hurting your chest or breaking a rib or whatever. That's it for the video. If you have any questions or you want me to do future videos on workouts, just leave a comment below and let me know. Especially if you're a beginner, if you got any questions, just leave a comment and let me know. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.